Good morning, guys. I guess Spirit's going to call me to come on and talk about things when need be. And, yesterday I was just telling you guys, like, we're in that limbo phase, and that's when your faith is truly tested. And I still felt confident, and I still felt in this space of knowingness that everything's going to work out. And so it was hard. Usually I go to sleep kind of early, like around 8:30 or 9, because I'm just tired and I get up at 5 every day. And I could not sleep last night. It was like insomnia. So I'm like going through, and all of a sudden, this information breaks about the election and everything going on, about the ballots, and that supposedly there's a sting operation. I don't want to even say supposedly. There was a sting operation by Donald Trump and the people that are working underneath him. And what they did is they put a watermark on all official ballots. And this watermark you cannot see with the naked eye. You can use like a infrared filter in order to see the watermark, okay? And the Democrats were unaware of this, okay? So they already knew. I mean, think about it. I used to be a Bernie Sanders supporter, okay? And back in 2016 during the primaries, the Democratic Party fucked Bernie Sanders over. The people wanted Bernie Sanders, and they wanted Hillary, obviously, because it's their deep state, and deep state, needs their way to leech and have control. And so Bernie didn't stand a chance. And at that time I was like not aware of the severity of the fraud that goes into her elections. And this watermark that they have developed, which this was developed years ago, and they're just now implementing it, but it's genius. It's really genius. So now when they go back to all these states that are in haven't been called yet, and they can recount the votes, they know which votes are legal and which aren't. And I'm sure you guys have seen all of oh my gosh, it's like video after video after video of witnesses seeing people drop off ballots at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Ballots, and they all happen to be for Joe Biden. I mean, there's so much evidence. And everybody that keeps saying, oh, the reason Wisconsin had more more votes than registered voters is because they had same-day registration. That doesn't make any sense. Even if they had same-day registration, they would still put the number of registered voters, just like they could update the votes. Like, why would they be able to give you the correct amount of votes but not registered voters? That doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of shit that doesn't add up. I mean, I could go down the list, but it really is a waste of time, because at the end of the day, they knew this was going to happen. They made a plan. And now what does it do? Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. We don't know who the president is the night of election, but we are further exposing the Democratic Party for what it truly is. And it's not just the Democrats. It's whoever the deep state chooses to use as a pawn at that time. And in the past years, in the most recent times, it's been the Democratic Party. The last time we saw it in the Republican Party was with George Bush in 9/11, when the deep state used him as a pawn. Well, he's a part of it, so he's not really even, he's used as a pawn, but he's still such a deep part of it. The whole Bush family is, and you know how those bloodlines run. It's a very generational thing. It's just insane. It's insane what's going on, but I wanted to relay that breath of fresh air for anybody who has been feeling like doubtful or worried or concerned, because let's face it, we know the repercussions if the deep state is back in control. And in order for the deep state to be in control, they're running through these corrupt families, okay? And the Biden family and the Clintons and all that. Come on, you guys know about this stuff. I don't have to sit here and educate you. If you can't go and find this information for yourself, then don't have a comment. Don't have an uneducated opinion, because you're not helping anybody. You're just stirring the pot of division even more. But anyways, I wanted to relay that to you guys. So don't worry, everything's fine. They couldn't just come out and let and just call the election. If Biden really won, if he really was a winner, he would have just confidently came out and claimed victory. But he didn't. He's just kind of like passively saying things that allude to the fact that he's going to win. Why? To create more division. Because this is so, like, they probably knew that they were going to get caught, which is why they did such a fucking sloppy job of trying to steal the election, considering there's so much physical evidence out there of fraud, and that it's just like in plain sight. But it doesn't matter to them, because this is their last straw. What do they have to lose? What do they have to lose? Just, they might as well throw every last ditch effort out there. Shit, I was going on to say something. I lost it. But yeah, it's crazy, but don't worry. Don't worry. Now we just have to watch it all play out in court. And they're probably going to do, what I think is going to happen is they're going to recount all these states, and they're only going to count the ballots with the watermarks, the legal ballots. And then all the other crap is going to get thrown out, and then they're going to see, then the whole nation can see this landslide victory that is an honest victory of Trump. But then the Democrats aren't going to want to accept that. They're not going to want to believe it. They're not going to want to believe it, because they're just stuck, their heads are stuck in the sand, and it's that cognitive dissonance. They can't change their mind. They are so attached to this party, this group they belong to, this not being able to admit that they're wrong. It's like a... So what the deep state does, it's like this abusive, narcissistic partner, okay, that is using these people as pawns. Very emotionally manipulative. And people that, you know, are still not understanding that Black Lives Matter is actually a corrupt organization. Like, guys, you can't, and the mainstream media is the deep state. So they're pushing the agenda to keep themselves in power. And when I say mainstream media, people are like, I don't know, I just look at this news anchor and they don't seem like they're corrupt or whatever, and they just seem like a regular person. It's just like, what you don't understand is what they do is they pick these people who go into college, and they get these degrees in, what is it called, communications or whatever, and they go out, and the ones who are the most willing to just read the script and do what they're told are the ones that get these positions. Half of them don't know what the hell is going on behind the scenes. They're puppets. But the people who tell them what to say are the deep state, okay? And that's why they're able to sit there and literally, when you watch TV or something, you get yourself into a relaxed state. When you're in a relaxed state, your vibration will raise a little bit. That's why people will try to escape through watching a lot of TV or something. Anything that gives you that little whatever. But anyways, when you're in this relaxed state, you're more susceptible to this brainwashing that they do through their programming. They literally program you. That's why the TV is called a fucking program, because you are being programmed as you watch it. You're the way you think is being manipulated. And if you sit there and you think that is truth, and your body resonates with it as truth, you are being programmed. And the more years that you experience programming, which we experience it from the time we're children, I mean, we're all programmed in some way or another. The process of deprogramming yourself is a long process, because it's a lot of admitting that what you knew wasn't true. Admitting that the way you perceive something in the past is not what resonates with you anymore, and you're going to have to choose this new perspective. And it's that fear of the unknown, that fear of like, I don't know what to do with this change because it's scary and I've never experienced it before. It's like these guys, all these things that are going on mass externally with all of us are going on individually inside of you. As above, so below. Everything going on in the external is also going on internally. So when you look at this situation and then really analyze the people that still aren't willing to admit that maybe what they believe for a very long time isn't true. You know, I mean, I feel like I'm more of an open person to change because I've been forced into it in my life. And so I'm kind of more willing and open to accept, because I've seen bullshit. Okay. So, throughout my life, I've been experienced where I literally experienced the lie, the big lie, whether it's the school system, whatever it is, whether it's the church, whatever it is. I've experienced the lie. I've experienced the deceit. I've experienced witnessing people in their cognitive dissonance. And I've recognized that I've also participated in cognitive dissonance, and so have all of us. Because we've all been indoctrinated in one way or another. And that is what this journey is about. It's about that growth of unlearning the things that aren't true for you, and relearning what truly resonates with your soul, so you can have a value system that isn't based off what somebody is telling you to believe, what somebody is telling you to think. And guys, whenever Spirit wants me to come on here, if it's every single day until they make these big announcements, I will be here. I literally can't function in my day unless I get what needs to be said out, because it's literally just coming out of me, and I get irritable unless I turn on my freaking camera and give this to you guys. So please understand, there's nothing to worry about. Love wins every time. It is okay to change your mind. Like, if things people say trigger you, it should make you want to look at you. Why did this trigger me? Break things apart. Figure yourself out. Stop relying on other people on telling you who to be, or what to believe, or how to think. And sure as shit, don't rely on the mainstream media for that, or some group or organization you belong to. So guys, that's what I wanted to bring through today. I just want to talk about the election a little bit so people stop shitting their pants thinking the mainstream media is in any way a valid resource to be basing how you feel internally on. Like, seriously, shut your fucking TVs off. For me, I've just been unfollowing people left and right on Facebook, because I can already tell if your head's in the sand that far. Like, I'm not going to sit here and watch your posts come through. I'll unfollow you, or I'll just unfriend you altogether. And the thing of it is, it's not because I'm not open to other people's ideas, because I hear their arguments, because I used to be the person making stupid ass arguments like that, supporting people. I never really supported people like that, because I refused to vote for Hillary in 2016. And that's when I really started opening my mind. I actually voted Green Party that year, because I still was not open to Trump. Because I had been also brainwashed by the mainstream media to look and perceive Trump in a certain way. And once I started looking at what he was doing, ending wars, doing all this stuff, okay? I don't like going off on a list, because it's like I'm trying to prove something. I don't need to prove it. I fucking know it, because I went and I actually looked into it. Unlike most people who are just spoon-fed bullshit by the media and the people they hang out with at work. Be an individual. That was the same freaking message I had for you guys yesterday, but it's just like continuing to apply. And if people don't debate people. Don't debate people. I straight up delete shit. It's not worth it to me. Why would you, like, if you get a comment and as soon as you read the comment it doesn't feel good, then fucking delete it. Just fucking delete it. Why are you defending yourself? You are literally saying, okay, I choose a lower frequency right now so I can debate this person. Instead of saying, fuck your message and delete it and then move on, because it's your page and you don't have to explain anything to anyone. Like, it's hard. I know it's difficult to speak your truth in a place where where most people accept the lie. Okay? And they don't know. That's the fucking most frustrating part about watching people. Because if they're not ready for information, they won't receive it. You can talk, but they won't receive that information because they're not a vibrational match to it. So people don't know that they don't know, and they're convinced that they know. And we've all been there. We've all had our head in the sand at some point. Nobody fucking popped into this 3D reality in this incarnation. Actually, some people did come in knowing. There are children that come in knowing. So I will correct myself on that. But most people don't. We come here, we forget, and then we got to figure this shit out. And there's a lot of people who ain't even come close. Just being awake to the corrupt deep state is just the tip. This is just the very beginning. And most people aren't even awake to that. They haven't even started their journey. They are fully asleep still. But anyways, guys, I don't want to drag this on because I don't know if I'll be able to put it on Instagram if I do. So I love you. And seriously, don't worry. All is well. Okay?